Hi, I'm Linda from paperboutique.blogspot.com, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this cute cupcake holder. I think it's super adorable and it's so easy to make. Let me show you. You just take off the little band, which I think is super cute. I'll move that aside, and then it opens and there is an insert for your cupcake. And I love this, and it just fits in there perfectly, and then you can close it and put the band back on. It just makes an adorable gift. Another thing that you can do is if you have a larger cupcake, this insert is removable. And also what you could do is you can just cut the edge of this shape and you wouldn't have a circle cut out in the middle, and you could put it back in your box and use it for like a brownie or a little cookie or anything. This container is just so versatile, and then it just closes back up, and then you just put your band around it, and I'll just put that on, and then we'll move it out of view in just a second here. For this cupcake holder, I used the Cartabella Paris Girl Digital Kit designed by Samantha Walker. And you can buy the paper kit, but I wanted to try using the digital version, and I'm so glad that I did. I purchased it through jessicasprague.com. And for this project, I made double-sided paper. Let me show you how to make double-sided paper. The cupcake file is a large file, so when you go to cut it out and use the print and cut feature on the Silhouette Cameo, the box would not fit within the registration mark. So what I did to make double-sided paper is, you can see I printed a 10 by 12 inch, and I put tape here because it's really fragile, and to show you that you need all of the 12 inches. And this is a borderless rectangle, and I did it on the back of a piece of a 12 by 12 inch or a 10 by 12 inch piece of pattern paper to make a double-sided paper. That way I could just do a normal cut for this large of a design. And I've tried using the printer to print on both sides of printer paper, but haven't had great luck. The ink seems to stick to the mat and has a tendency to smear even if I let it dry overnight. So what I do when I'm making double-sided paper is I just take a piece of paper, and this one is from Die Cuts with a View, and on the back it's either cream or white, which will impact the color of your finished product. And then I just use this to insert into the printer, and I use Samantha Walker's digital paper, and this one was a little different on the back, and that way I have double-sided paper. Now for the rest of the paper, the files were small enough that I could just get them on and use the regular print and cut. So if you would like to learn more about how to use the print and cut feature with Samantha Walker digital paper, please check out my YouTube channel to watch a video on how to use digital paper with your Cameo. Well, let's go ahead and assemble her box. But before we do assemble it, I want to talk to you a little bit about my two favorite glues. The first glue that I like to use is called Zip Dry Paper Glue. And I recently made a nutcracker out of paper that had more than 60 pieces. And I used this glue because it's a little slower drying, even though it says fast drying. And most importantly, if you get some on your paper, you can easily remove it. It dries like rubber cement. And like I said, if you get somewhere you don't want it, it easily comes off without using a mark. However, if you're gluing a complex item with a lot of tabs, and I like to do a lot of three-dimensional projects, and want a quick drying glue, which you will if you're working with the tabs, I use the Scotch Quick Dry Adhesive. But be careful with this glue, because if you get it where you don't want it, it shows and can't be removed. It dries clear, but you can still see it. Well, having said all of that, let's go ahead and assemble the box. And I found that it's easier to just go ahead and do the bottom of the box first. And I want to make sure I'm in camera. And you've got two tabs here, and I'm just going to do one really quick. And you can see it's a pretty thick glue. And I'm going to just quickly do this. And then I just like to fold it up And you can see it isn't super quick drying because you've got time to move it. And then what I do is I use paper clips or binder clips to hold the glue into place while it dries, especially if you're doing something like a box where you can get those paper clips in. The next thing to do when assembling this box is just go ahead and I would lay it down and put glue here and then bring it up. I'm not going to take, just make sure you fold that out of the way. I'm not going to take your time to glue, and we'll just pretend that's glued. This is so simple. And then next I would put it down, put glue here, bring it to the corner, and I'm going to just use a paper clip to simulate glue. And then a lot of times I'll just stand it up and do it. You can lay it flat, but I find when I'm gluing a lot, it goes quicker. And then because I'm using the zip dry glue for this, if I would happen to get some somewhere, I could just kind of peel it off. And let me put that paper clip on there so you can get a better idea. I want to make sure I'm in camera. And there's your box. Isn't that cute? And then the next step, what I did with this particular box is I went ahead and I used digital paper on the band. And you can see this went over my mat a little bit, so I didn't recut it because I'm just using it for a demo. And then you'll just go ahead and glue this paper all the way around, and it will meet in the back, and you'll have just this cute little border that's around the bottom. And then you'll have the insert piece that all you'll do is fold it and put it inside. And then lastly, you have the band that goes around the box. And what I did is I positioned it, and the nice thing about Samantha Walker's files are that you've got the perfect fold lines. I just put it where I thought it would be in the center, and then I turned it over and I used a couple pieces of tape. So I threaded it through, and then what you're going to do is just overlap it, and it's going to overlap just a little in the back, and I went ahead and glued that. And then the last piece, as part of the file, I put a sentiment on. You could do a stamp. I ran mine through, I used Word to make my sentiment, and it was so easy. This is just a wonderful cupcake box. Well, I would like to thank you for visiting, and please visit my blog at www.paperboutique.blogspot.com or my Facebook page, Paper Boutique with Linda Kaiser, for more projects and ideas. Bye-bye.